So in response to Jeremy Bird and the OFA push to turn Texas blue, FreedomWorks has launched a Come and Take It campaign, and we're going to fight it. At every step of the road for as long as we can, as long as we have funding, we're absolutely not going to leave Texas without a fight. Our campaign is called Come and Take It. The website is comeandtakeittx.com. They're going to use, I think we're all familiar with the blueprint, what they used to turn Colorado blue in just a matter of 3.5 years. That is the same strategy that they're using here. Here's the demographics. The non-Latino population of Texas is 26 million, registered Latinos 4.2 million, eligible unregistered Latinos, which is the kicker, 2.1 million, and future Latino voters, 3 million. That is what Battleground Texas, that's the demographics that they are primarily going to target. Latinos and housewives is what they're saying is going to turn Texas blue. Battleground Texas is primarily right now focused on Austin, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Laredo, Hidalgo County, El Paso, Dallas, Lubbock, Fort Worth, Waco, and Killeen. They've got $10 million bucks, and that's where they're going to absolutely target. They have leaders all across the state, though. Money is coming from Steve Moisten, is the largest political donor to Democrats in Texas. Jeremy Bird is the brains behind the operation. He was Obama's field director. Their average online donation is $45, which is fairly on par with ours, but they've got more donors than we do right now for our campaign. FreedomWorks is we're going to hit San Antonio, Austin, Waco, El Paso, Houston, Tyler, Fort Worth, and Dallas. FreedomWorks is. We are recruiting actively activists in Lubbock, Amarillo, all across the state, Central Texas, to try to build some barriers and firewalls there as well. We don't have the resources to go to every town in Texas. Neither does Battleground Texas, but we're going to target where we think there's the most opportunity. This is FreedomWorks reach. We've got almost 4.5 million now Facebook fans. We've got 2.3 million people on our email list and 123,000, I think that's more now, followers on Twitter. Freedom Connector, is anybody here on Freedom Connector?
Yes.
Freedom Connector, it's a little buggy, but it's fantastic for networking with local activists. If you go to freedomworks.org, you can sign up for Freedom Connector. It's supposed to be like Facebook for FreedomWorks activists. Like I said, it's a little buggy, but it gets the job done. You can go on there and you can actually schedule events, and they will get pushed out to local activists who are around you to come and attend your event. Our total reach is 18 million on Facebook, 9.7 million on Twitter. Social media is going to be a huge, huge, huge issue in Texas turning blue. We have to, and FreedomWorks is fantastic about this, stay on the forefront of the social media push. We're not TV ads and radio ads and robocalls. That's not getting the job done anymore. The social media push in this fight is going to be, it's in the top 3 most important things. It's absolutely huge, and we have to stay on top of that. FreedomWorks has social media training. If anybody needs it or wants it, let me know and we can make that happen. Okay, these statistics, take a guess, because I have no idea what they are. But I'm going to assume that they're positive for FreedomWorks. I've asked 100 times since Thursday, what are these stats, and I don't know. I think it's this. I know this is our membership. What percentage of FreedomWorks membership? Whether or not the Mitt Romney column is Mitt Romney support, I have no idea. I'm just not even going to lie to you guys. I just really don't know what that column is. Okay, so those are the stats. This is what we need you guys to do. We need you to tell your neighbors, your friends, that this is happening. People are shocked to learn that. I was at the Reagan Day dinner a couple of months ago talking about, Texas is going to turn blue. Laughed. The whole room laughed. They're on track. Battleground Texas right now has already, they've been boots on the ground since February. really been only registering voters and deputizing people to register voters for about 3 months now. They've already deputized 1,000 voter registrars and have registered 15,000 people to vote. That's with minimal effort. They're on track, and their goal is to register 600,000 new voters, new Democrat voters, by the general election in 2014. Rick Perry won his re-election by 680-something thousand voters. Wendy Davis is a more likely candidate than Bill White. It is, the statistics are there for Texas to turn blue. It is, they are going to be within the margin of error if we don't stop them. We need to register voters. More importantly, there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of voters in Texas who are registered to vote, who are dormant and not active. The idea in Texas is it's a red state, it's always going to be a red state. I don't need to show up. We can't, that's not going to work anymore. That's what Jeremy Byrd and Battleground Texas are banking on. We need to tell people this is a fight, and we have to show up to the polls. FreedomWorks is going to be here to help you accomplish that mission as much as we can. We're going to get you materials, we're going to get you walk lists, t-shirts, whatever you guys need. We're here to support you to spread this message. Our biggest thing, we want to do block walking. We want to go door to door. We want to talk to people. And right now we're still in the early phase. We want to see what issues are most important so we can tailor our message to that. And that's where you guys come in. We need you guys to set up block walks with your neighbors and your friends. And we've got a pitch for you guys if you want it, but you guys are all pretty experienced activists. You know what you're doing when you're talking to these guys. Questions? What kind of
Joanne, and you're gonna have Joanne talk first, and then
That's okay. Joanne can.
Sure.
Okay, gang. Let me tell you what. Well, first of all, I know most of you. My name is Joanne Fleming. I'm Executive Director of Grassroots Miracle Weed People in Tyler Smith County. I am the two-term chair of the Tea Party Caucus Advisory Committee to the Texas Legislature. So, and I'm also a 21-year constitutional conservative activist. So, the reason that we decided to work with FreedomWorks is because I had an opportunity to meet with Matt Kibbe and with Whitney in Austin. They asked me to speak at a FreedomWorks event, the Texas Summit, back in April. And we were talking about how badly Texas needs some tools to get boots on the ground and get people trained to do a battle with the battleground Texas people. And so I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings in here, but if you're waiting on the Republican Party to deliver some tools for you in training, the election will be over. Okay?
And I actually, on that note, have reached out to the state party leadership several times, and we have been very willing to build bridges. I have sat on hold for hours. I have shown up to meetings where they didn't show up, trying to build bridges. We offered to fund it. We just wanted their help, and they're not on board. They're not going to get involved.
So, and in that vein, let me make a clarifying point here. My experience is that a lot of your county chairs and precinct chairs are willing to work with independent groups, conservative independent groups. It's the Austin hierarchy that we have a problem with, okay, for multiple reasons. Usually who they get their money from. But anyway, I find the party chairs mostly and the precinct chairs very willing to work. And my background is I have got a room full of Republican awards. So I want y'all to understand I'm not some libertarian that just blew into town and showed up, and here I am. So I'm a constitutional conservative Republican, and those are the kind of candidates I want in office. So let me tell you about what polling shows in Texas. And this most recent poll was Texas Tribune and UT did a poll together. They do a lot of polls together. And so consistently it shows in Texas that 1/3 of the people that are eligible voters self-identify as Democratic. 1/3 self-identify as traditional Republican. And 1/3 self-identify as liberty-leaning Tea Party, okay? So what does that mean to us? That means that the liberty movement is on the ascendance in the state of Texas. That's very much where you see most of your energy, most of your organizing, most of your information, educational things for people who've never been involved in politics before is in your liberty groups. And traditionally, as I go around the state, and I've been on the Life, Liberty, and Property tour for the last 3 weeks, been on the road 5 days a week, just about for the last 3 weeks, from Odessa, I mean, all over the place. And that is a coalition of statewide leaders that are going around talking to groups, educating them on issues. So see, we have got a multi-pronged approach here. We're active in local groups and going out and educating on issues as many people as possible. Then we've got this training, get out the vote training. So we need to be engaged in both of them. Here's where we've got a problem. In the state of Texas, we traditionally have a very low voter turnout. Texas usually has a voter turnout, and this is as recent as 2010, you know, any elections in 2011, 2012, those sorts of things. In fact, the constitutional amendment election, just a little over 3% of the voters in Texas turned out. And we racked up a lot of debt with people who voted for those things, but we added about $7 million. So what I'm saying here is we usually rank about 47, 48, and have even been 50th in the nation, with only Washington, D.C. having a poorer voter turnout than we do. That's why the Democrats believe they have an opportunity here. And in fact, and I've got some